Hey, everybody. Welcome out to another Windshield Time episode. I'm here with Brandon, our CEO.
Hey, yo.
I am Joey Little. We're here with Spencer Shorts.
Hello, hello, hello.
That's enough out of you. Mm-hmm. And today we're joined by Bryan Nuttall.
What's your middle name?
Richard.
Oh, Richard.
Oh,
hey.
Really? Bryan used to work with a man named Richard. That's
Yeah.
why we're so shocked, surprised, and happy about it.
A man named Richard.
Yeah.
There is a short version of Richard.
Yes, there is. I've heard it a few times.
Yeah.
I've been called Richard Cranium a few times myself. And I've called people that a few times myself.
Just a handful of times.
We were talking about some breaking news that happened over the weekend that President Trump was attempted to be assassinated. So we decided just to start recording because, maybe we'll preserve this for, generations to come.
For
they need
our
to know what's
posterity.
happening. They need to know what's happening around here.
Our posterity will listen to this and be like, they were such idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, the truth came out, and they were lying anyways."
It was all set up. Trump did it.
Yeah, we're gonna all be a bunch of freaking hams for believing what we saw on the TV, but it's okay.
But we haven't even talked about it. I mean, that's pretty crazy stuff. What happened?
It's a big deal.
It is.
I know, it's huge.
Did you see today he was talking to RFK Jr. about the vaccine, like him doing something for Trump's administration on the vaccine?
Really?
Yeah, because he's already got like several lawsuits in on the vaccine. RFK Jr. does.
Okay.
Wow.
So I don't know. Everybody's just asserting that Trump wants him to come in and like pursue some legislation on the vaccine. So
Really?
that'd be interesting though if those guys hooked up.
Yeah.
Because RFK Jr. he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with everything he does, but I don't agree with everything that Trump does either.
Well, that's any politician, really.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
We're always just choosing the lesser of the two evils, in my opinion,
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
I'll save my other anecdotes for another time because I almost let one slip that would probably offend about 50 people out there. Of course, we only have 7 people listening, so I can say whatever I want, but I don't want to offend 6 of the 7.
We just heard that Richard Nuttall, he likes it.
That's
He's
true.
the number 7.
That's
so.
true.
That's right.
He's a windshield wiper.
BRN.
I'm the wiper.
The wiper. My mother would be offended by what I was about to say, but she wouldn't be surprised by it either. She's offended by most things I say. So Bryan is over our power equipment division. So he oversees sales and ops for us currently. So he's a man wearing many hats, whether he likes it or not.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. So Bryan was part of the team that we talked with when we did the acquisition of
United.
The artist formerly known as United Sales and Service. Or Service and Sales. Which one was it?
Service and sales.
Service and Sales.
Service
yeah,
first.
I always
like
get that.
that.
I always get that wrong.
Is that how you remembered it? Was
Yeah.
service? Okay.
Service first. So Bryan was part of that original team that came over, and he's not the only one that's left, but Bryan's, here with us. So we appreciate everything that you do with that, dude.
Oh, thank you.
It's a lot.
And before that, you had your own gig, right?
Yeah, I had my own for 19 years.
And what was that company
It
called?
was called Mower Specialist.
Okay.
Is up off of Redwood?
It was off of 35th South and 28th West.
Okay.
I had 2 locations. The first one they tore down because I was that bad.
They tore down like eminent domain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I moved across the street, and then they were going to eminent domain me again.
No way.
So
For tracks or for what?
to build Granger Hunter, the new. Not Granger Hunter, but Granger Medical.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. IHC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they ran me out of town twice. So I
So
figured
kind
I
of
might
them.
as well just go work for somebody.
They got a target on your back.
That's right.
No pun intended. We just talked about it.
Hey,
What?
Yay.
So, when did you join up with Richard and the Kretzingers?
In 2013.
Okay.
August of 2013. So August seems to be the month because August is when,
We did that. We did our acquisition in August as well. Yeah.
and that's when we bought Ogden Lawn and Garden.
Yes, we
was
did.
in August.
Yeah.
So when you came over, what did you start off doing for United Service? Service first.
Service and sales.
Service and sales.
I started just working the counter and doing inside sales.
You were doing like heavy parts stuff though, right?
Yeah.
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 Because that was kind of your bailiwick.
Yeah.
Like your wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. When I originally got back into this industry in 85, the shop I worked for, that's what I specialized in, was the parts.
Did you know that Joey was a year old in 85?
I know. I'm the oldest guy
Depending on
here,
what
I think.
month.
Yeah, that's true.
What month was it in 85?
It was
Was
January.
it August? January?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 3 months old in January of 85.
I was like 13.
But I
No,
was
I'm
a
just kidding.
spry 3 months old. I walked at like 6 months.
Wow.
That's not true. I have no idea when I walked. Probably walked it 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
Made somebody carry me for the rest of the time.
You came into this world lazy. They're still lazy.
Just carry me in my bassinet wherever I want to go. So you've been in the industry since 1985.
Yeah.
What did you do anything before that?
High school.
Yeah. I mean, did you like work for somebody else?
I worked for a tile company briefly for the summer.
Like
after.
install?
I was the guy that carried the mud around.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
That was a thankless job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got yelled at a lot.
Did you ever do install?
I
You didn't-
dabbled in it.
you didn't
a
stick
little
around
bit,
long enough
but
to-
I sucked at it.
Yeah.
Geometry was not my thing.
Honestly, that is a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a buddy who does tile, and sometimes I'll go out with him just to hang out, and I'll be the cutter for him.
Yeah.
And he just he gets so frustrated with me. Yeah, I suck at that stuff too.
So what got you in the industry?
I was looking for a job and I just answered an ad. I thought it was power tools like drills and stuff
Yeah.
when they said power equipment, so I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, yeah. So it was lawnmowers and leaf blowers and
Yeah.
edgers and all of it.
Yeah, it was a place called Engine. It was up on 9th East and 36 South.
You know, like YOUKNOW?
No, UNO.
Okay, like Uno.
Yeah, he was a Japanese guy.
Okay.
Hardest guy I've ever worked for.
Really?
Yeah, even worse than working for me.
Really? Well, that's where you learn to be a hard ass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You know.
Yep.
How long were you with him?
9 years.
9 years.
And then he retired and closed this place down. And so I decided I can either try opening my own or go work for somebody. And I thought, well, I'll try opening my own. If it doesn't work, I could still go work for somebody.
Were you married yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been married for it'll be 39 years in August.
Oh, really?
Wow. Wow.
What else are we going to do? Like, what's coming up next month? What do you got big planned?
I don't know. I'm going to surprise you guys.
Yeah, I bet you will. This will come out in August,
Hey, yo.
won't it?
Bro.
Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
couple in the can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so your debut on a podcast is in August.
Wow. It's my lucky month.
Look at you, dude.
I like that.
Big moves, big moves. So did you do like small engine repair prior to working for Uno?
No. Growing up, though, I always worked on my car.
You tinker, yeah.
Yeah. I must not have been very good because I was always working on it.
You know what? Cars used to be that way, though.
Yeah.
They still are. It's just we can't work on them, right?
So I was going to
Sometimes-
say you could work on them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember we had like what was it? It was like a 71 Ford.
Oh, yeah,
And
baby.
dude, you could sit.
You can sit in the engine well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember having my legs in, and you could like sit there and you could ratchet down and like. I remember we were rebuilding it, so I was taking the heads off and everything like that to go. be
So
able to
much
get.
fun, man.
And you just sat there, man, and you could do it. Nowadays, like I have to have freaking small hands or a computer,
Yep.
to be able to do anything,
Yep.
Yeah.
anything on your car.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a 67 Mustang that I bought and restored it and wrecked it and restored it. and wrecked
Fastback
it.
or what was it?
What's that?
Was it a fastback?
No, it was just a coupe.
Okay.
What
But it
engine did it have?
had the 289.
Okay, just not the 302.
No, 289 with the automatic transmission.
Yeah.
Really?
One day, me and my dad decided, let's pull that out and rebuild it.
Do you still have it?
No.
Sold
Did you
it?
bore it out?
Yeah, we
Did you?
bored it out. I put a high-rise manifold and a Holly
Really?
four-barrel carburetor.
So it was kind of screaming.
Yeah, glass packs so
Oh,
everybody
baby.
could hear me
Really?
coming.
Yeah.
What color?
Which time?
Because you wrecked it.
Yeah.
You need to repaint it after that.
My grandpa was a house painter his whole entire life.
Yeah.
So he learned to use a air gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really good at painting. So it was midnight blue once. It was white once.
So you might as well
Wow.
try it all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just so you're aware, Mustangs are my favorite. And I grew up that way because my dad loved Mustangs. He actually sold when they first came out. He was a salesman for Ford,
Oh, really?
and so he sold them.
Wow.
And so he just loved them. And anyways, my older siblings, they all got Mustangs. Like he would buy a Mustang, and that's what they drove when they were 16.
Really?
And then it got to me, and it was like, yeah, you can have a 87 Chevy Nova. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, everybody else got a Mustang but me.
Yeah.
I was a little pissed, but anyways, I love Mustangs. I like the old ones. The 64 and a half.
The classics.
So the 66, 67 I don't like because that's when they started changing the back end, the rear taillights. They go straight down instead of the curve out.
Yep.
It gets a little starting to get crazy, but you get into those little bit older ones, then you also get the 302. That's when they start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in
It's a good motor.
Yeah.
64 and a half, they put was it 269 in it? Wasn't it?
They had a straight 4 in there. I don't know what size that was. And then they had a 289 is what they were coming out with.
The 269, maybe that was a straight 4.
That might have been. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Or was that a
how many
V6?
Yeah. I remember that the one I bought,
Spencer, look this up.
Spencer, look it up.
the front end was trash. So I bought another car, took the front end off,
Ford
and
Mustang 264.
put it on that car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did you grow up in Granger, West Valley area?
In Taylorsville.
Oh, okay. So just south of there.
I started in Murray, and
Okay.
then when I was in third grade, we moved to Colorado for 2 years.
Really? For what?
My dad worked for the FAA,
Okay.
and they stuck him on a radar site on top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little tiny town called Meeker.
Oh, really?
And,
Must have pissed somebody off over there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lasted 2 years, and then he quit, and we moved back.
Oh, he quit the FAA.
Yeah.
So what did he come back to Utah with?
My grandpa owned a construction company.
Okay.
So he
Worked
came back
with your
and
grandpa?
was the foreman for that. And then I used to go out with my dad and stake out houses before they dig the hole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm looking up Meeker right now.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Just north of Rifle.
yeah.
It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, Rifle's not exactly in the middle
It's
of
just
anywhere.
east of Rangeley.
Yep. Right
And south
between
of Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
And when we went grocery shopping, you either went to Craig or Rifle because
So-
all we had was a Circle K.
So you were east of Rangeley? So were you by Aurora?
Not really.
Okay.
It's
That's
about
like
2
wine country, dude. And mine
If
country.
I would have only known.
Right. No, like Rangeley's nice.
Yeah, it's
And
like up-
Ouray?
It's like up in the mountains by Steamboat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the White River run. It's right through the city park.
Oh,
It's
really?
on,
Yeah.
it's on the, would you say it's the western slope?
Yeah.
on the
So
western
pretty
slope.
country, though.
It was.
I mean,
but
just
not
remote.
not when you're in third grade. It
Right.
sucked.
And no friends out
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I have 3 sisters.
Okay. Where do you fall?
I'm second to the oldest.
Okay.
Hey, just so you're, I got 3 sisters and me.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's like having 3 extra moms.
I have 4
Yeah.
older sisters.
But you got a brother,
Yeah, kind of.
sort of. Don't claim him.
Oh,
So-
I do. He's a younger
I have
brother.
3 older sisters and me. I'm the baby. And then my kids, I have 3 girls and then a boy.
So I have 3 boys and 4 boys and a girl.
4 boys and a girl. Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts. I mean, I never actually had a boy, but yeah. I was consistent. That's what I
That's
would
true.
say. I was a consistent producer of the female persuasion.
I think maybe we've talked about this, but men that have daughters you have to be a special kind of man
Yeah,
to be able to have some daughters
you do.
because
Brave.
they are. It's different,
They are. But I hear that it's easier once they're grown because then they start being nice to you again.
dude. I'm hoping and praying, man.
I know.
because
Me too.
I got 3 that are teenagers right now, and I am
I got 2.5 that are teenagers. My
struggling.
12-year-old, she's pretty, or 11-year-old, she's very opinionated.
11.
Yeah.
I've got a granddaughter that's 15.
Do you?
Yeah.
My oldest is 17.
Wow.
That's what happens when you're 3 months in 1985.
Yeah,
you could almost be Joey's dad.
I could.
What year were you born?
66.
Yeah, you couldn't be my dad. My dad was born in 47, but I was younger.
But he 85.
True.
When did you get? When were you born again?
66.
66.
Pick up sticks.
Yeah.
In August?
No,
He-
July.
Okay.
I almost made it.
Yeah, you
Hey,
did.
when's your birthday?
7th.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thanks.
Just a little belated.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this age, though.
Yeah, it's just another day.
I
isn't
need to
it?
tell Siri to put that in my calendar.
By the way, July is a great birthday month as well. Just gonna put that little plug.
Brandon's coming up next week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a July.
Well, happy birthday next week.
Hey, thanks, man. Birthday buddy.
So after you started with the Kretzingers in 2016, and you were selling, everything, but focusing on parts a lot.
Yeah.
When you were approached by Mountainland to do the acquisition, what were your first initial thoughts?
I was actually really excited because the Kretzingers had grown to the business as far as they could, but they weren't interested in growing any bigger.
Sure.
And my dream was always to have multiple stores.
Yeah.
And I sucked at sports, so the only thing I could be good at was the lawnmower stuff. So,
oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's hard to grow a business. It really is.
it is.
I mean, you have to have the capital and then being willing to let go of the capital.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I ran into when I had my own before I sold to the Kretzingers is I took it as far as I could financially.
Yeah.
And then I sold to Kretzingers, and that was the next level.
Yeah.
And then when Mountainland bought us, then we were able to take it to the next level from that.
Yeah. So just so everybody's kind of aware, like we started with power equipment in Salt Lake, and then we branched out into Springville, and then I guess
It's here in
it's
Orem
Springville.
first, and then it went Springville.
Yeah, it was actually at the kitchen and bath show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's where the showroom
For a
is
short
now.
time. Just
Yeah.
really short, though. Only a few months, right? I
Yeah.
don't even think we lasted a year.
We needed to kind of put a stake in the ground in Utah County.
Yep.
And then we were able to get a little bit more talent by doing that, right?
Yep.
And then we went to Springville, and then we did an acquisition in Ogden
Yep.
that helped us go to northern Utah. So then we kind of had those 3 stakes in the ground. And most recently, now we're in Wyoming.
Yep.
And that's, Bryan has really been on a tear over the last, year or so, having to set up both of those branches for Mountainland in northern Utah and in Wyoming. It's been a lot on your plate.
You said you wanted to grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just didn't realize.
And what's really interesting is in this industry, though, I mean, you look at it, it's made up of a lot of mom and pop shops,
Yes.
right? It's just single shops. There's not anybody that consistently has multiple shops around.
No.
And it's kind of uncommon. And so when we made this acquisition and we kind of researched it, that was one of the things we talked about, is saying, hey, we want to grow this, and we feel like we have a good model to grow.
Yeah.
We just don't have the people or the lines to be able to do that. And so I remember that was part of the discussion. And as we had that discussion, there's also discussion with vendors as well. And I think a lot of those vendors kind of dismissed us because they're like, nobody grows in this industry.
Won't work.
Yeah.
Nobody expands. And we said, no, we're going to expand. And we proved them wrong.
Yeah.
And I think, if anything, doing that, Bryan, you correct me if I'm wrong, but as we've talked with the vendors, like they get excited because they're like, oh man, these guys are actually doing what they're saying, what they promised that they were going to do. And they're actually wanting to grow. And so they see that in us instead of these mom and pop shops. And they want to hook up with us and be able to go forward with us into the industry.
Yeah, for sure. It did 2 things. It made it so that the vendors wanted to be with us, and it made it so everybody hates me now.
There's a lot of blood money on your head right now.
That's okay.
Yeah. I always say if you're not getting kicked in the butt, you're not out front.
That's right.
So you're out front.
But a lot of the success that we've had over the past few years with power equipment, the expansion, everything like that, is because of Bryan.
Oh, totally.
We talked about it. We've had a lot of people come through here, and we kind of talk about, hey, we throw just a lot of stuff on them, and they thrive in that, and they just take it to the next level. And Bryan, you've been right there doing that. We've put some crazy goals in front of you. We've asked you to do some crazy stuff. I mean, opening up a store in Rock Springs.
Yeah.
I remember we initially
easy.
had that discussion, and because we had switched buildings, and we had the old building, and I mean, things ended up changing, but we had a location, the landlord up there really wanted us to keep our location. So gave us a crazy good rent on that. And talking to Bryan's like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, just tell me when. And it was just like, holy cow.
Well, it helps being when you guys give me the tools to do it. And that's the beauty of Mountainland.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody talks about their aha moments. I don't think there's just one. It's still happening.
Yeah.
But it's the support.
Yeah.
I've never worked for a company where I've gotten the support that Mountainland provides. So,
Well, you've earned every bit of it.
Exactly.
and I have a really good team.
Yeah.
I have some really good managers. Most of them have been in the industry as long as I have.
Yeah.
Which is surprising that there's that many of us alive.
Honestly, though, it's kind of surprising that there's that many that still want to do it and they want to grow, right? Because a lot of people, they'll get to a certain point and they're like, you know what, this is just who I am and I want to just cruise.
Yeah.
But you've been able to find people who really, they have that ambition to grow the business, and they don't just want to do it within their own branch. They want to grow it as a whole. So, I mean, like-minded people, find each other.
Well, we're not the smartest group in the lawnmower business.
hey,
That's not true either.
we say that about ourselves. Like, we're not the smartest guys.
Yeah.
It's just, but
we
you
can
surround
find them.
You surround yourself with smart people, and you'll have success. So,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
we've done as well. Is we find the people like you, Brian, that are phenomenal, that know how to do this, and give them the resources and let them run with it.
I'm always surprised by, like Brandon was saying, we just have been heaping stuff on you. And my grandpa used to have a saying. He said, if you want something done, give it to a busy man. And I think that's true. Busy people know how to prioritize things. They know how to get things done. And that you're that in spades, man. I mean, we have thrown so much at you in the last 2 years. It's been unreal.
Well, thank you. My wife teases me because she says if I don't have anything to do, I just run around in circles.
We know another guy.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
know several people like that, but
Yeah.
one in particular. Yeah.
Matt McAllister.
Yeah, he'll just sit there and work holes in the lawn out front if you don't give him something to do.
Yeah, that's what I was doing when Spencer showed up today. I was walking down the sidewalk, talking on the phone.
Well, you're a lot of fun to have around on top of you being just a top performer. So thank you for taking the leap of faith on us, man.
No, thank you. You guys are great. Nice thing about the company, no matter who I meet, everybody's friendly, they're nice, they're welcoming. You don't get that everywhere.
Yeah.
I think there's some people that think otherwise outside of our company.
Yeah.
They've called us a
Outside,
few
yeah.
names,
Yeah.
but no,
The
I
Richard
totally agree.
Craniums.
Yeah.
So, but I really appreciate you coming on here, man. And
Well, thank you.
you're a stud, and we just really, really appreciate everything you do for us and our ESOP and helping to grow the value.
Well, thank you to you guys, and thanks to my team.
Yeah.
So one thing before we let you go, we've had some people who've kind of crossed over from, other parts of the business and come to the power equipment. What's one thing that you would kind of tell people if they're interested in power equipment, kind of your pitch to them to come and join your team?
I think it's the same thing I would tell anybody, no matter what business they're going into. I always told my kids this growing up. I said, if you go to a place, find the job nobody wants to do, and do it better than anyone's ever done it, and you'll be fine.
I freaking love it.
Well, that's a good one.
Dude,
I like that.
You're a natural. You're a natural. We're going to make you a regular contributor to this podcast.
That means you're desperate.
May be true too, but we'll be desperate together.
You'll never know.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, bud.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody out there for jumping in and joining us on this ride, and we'll see you down the road.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks.